focal, j'ai mis au maximum, enfin plus de lumière, je peux prendre des photos en 2 secondes, 1 seconde.
D'accord. Mais ça va mieux quand même.
C'est mieux, oui, c'est 2 secondes, ça dure plus de 20 secondes.
2 secondes.
Hey guys, can you hear me okay? And is the picture okay? Hey Gin Tonic, good to see you. You've been doing some amazing scopes and I keep missing most of them. Hey San Francisco, everything's good? You got to see this to believe it. And being here is just like 100 times better. But you get the picture, don't you? And look at this. Oui, c'est beau Paris, hein, Léandre. On s'en lasse jamais. Hey Turin, thanks for joining. You guys see the, what's it called? The light, the spotlight. It's amazing. C'est qui clair? T'es drôle. I do live here. Oui, j'y vis. This is Napoleon's tomb down here. This is Invalide. I am definitely, hey PPC, ça va? I'm definitely at the top of Tour Montparnasse. Pourquoi tu voulais pas qu'on te réponde? Bah, t'es bloqué. Who is the must follow on Periscope? I don't know. A whole bunch of people. I thought you meant there wasn't a conversation. A whole bunch of people are must follows on Periscope. Please tweet me. I can give you a great list. Can we take a moment to not type so we can... Let's do that. You're a military veteran. Hey, Purple Heart. Thank you very much for joining me. Would you like this? I'm just gonna go. I'm having trouble talking. I'm just gonna go into landscape mode if that's okay with everybody. Okay, let's steady the camera. Served in Navy and Army. Thoughts on the New Zealand flag? That's a long story. I keep going into New Zealand scopes and asking them about them. I don't know. I'm kind of warming to the idea. I am actually, Marco, hence the confusion right now. I had 1 glass of wine downstairs, 2 glasses of wine downstairs. But I have seen one, please don't talk. I have seen one suggestion that I really, really like as a New Zealand flag. Let's talk about that. Tweet me. I think there's no time. With 175 people watching, I can't talk about things like that. Thank you, Podlias. Yes, if anyone wants to hide comments, feel free to swipe right and turn off. Ollie, good to see you. My name is Van from Michigan. Thank you for joining, Van. Julie. So the reason I'm kind of, if you're new to, yeah, thank you, Purple Heart. I know, it's a nice day, I'm opted out. I hesitated. There are a lot of days that weren't good enough for this. We can't see any right now, it's too hazy. If I was down on the ground, I might see Venus. Guys, the reason that I'm stuck on this view with the Eiffel Tower is not because I want you to see the Eiffel Tower, but because I'm at the top of a tower with lots of antenna, and they interfere with my reception. So as soon as I move, I lose you. It is currently 10:19. Can you believe it? In June, it was still bright daylight at 10:19, and now the days are getting shorter very quickly. Okay, cool, Ollie. Thank you. That's beautiful. Thank you, Redbird. You can actually see the Champs-Élysées from here. Joy, you're here. Let me see. That's true, Andrew. I keep forgetting that. So here you've got the Arc de Triomphe at the top of the Champs-Élysées. Can you see that? That's the Arc de Triomphe. I know it's a bit blurry to you, but it looks amazing from here. It is fat, and Notre Dame and the Louvre are the most visited places in the world. Thank you very much, Purple Heart. It helped you a lot, good.
It doesn't zoom, look at it.
Where are you? I hope you had a good time.
Sorry.
It's okay. Getting static shocks from everybody. The words block my view. Sorry about that, guys. So if you guys want landscape, feel free to ask me. Did you get annoyed with the amount of tourists? It never annoys me, Franco. I don't know why, but I never get annoyed by tourists. I feel like it adds to Paris.
They're all blurry.
Give me yours.
It's never bothered me, even if it was packed
Mine's
full.
rubbish, but my phones are actually quite good.
Thank you, Tango. I did block a while ago, Purple. I'm pretty fast for these things. I've been scoping since late March. Block party. I love the beam going over the Eiffel Tower. If anyone wants landscape, just ask. You're waking up from a nap, Gab? You're a niece? Thank you, Danielle. Ollie, I was only able to glance at that. I didn't see it. It went too fast. Okay, it's landscape time, guys. Yeah, May and September are great times. The problem with May, some men, I miss that. I would love to see what you said about men and women, though.
Honestly, that's way better than
You're doing a great one. Thank you. Show step count. I will in a second. You're funny. May is a great time to visit Paris, but the problem is there's huge lines everywhere. So September's a great time too. But you know what? I actually prefer July, August. I find it magic. What's the significance of the beam on the Tour Eiffel? It's a beacon. Thank you, Purple Heart. It's a focal point for everyone. It's kind of magic, and I don't know. And I think in Wellington nightclubs had those, and in Paris nightclubs have them as well. Going back to landscape, it's Christmas. Yeah, it is Christmas, isn't it? I forgot what I was talking about. Somebody asked me a question I didn't answer. Ollie, I didn't see what you sent. Sorry. Hey, Jen. Are you? Yeah. I've got my mic on, so you should be able to hear ambient noise better. I don't know, Franco. Yes and no. It depends on the year. This year it was hotter in June than July and August. It's been quite cool this August. Yeah, it is here every night. Hey, haven't seen you for a while. Bonsoir. Exactly, there you go. Like a lighthouse. Yeah, this is very true. Paris is amazing in winter. I've been here 20 years and I don't know how long I'm going to be here. Maybe it might depend if I get married one day, I don't know. I don't think I want to spend the rest of my life here, but I'm very happy here. That's why I spent 20 years here. Mid-July after just a weekend. I did not pack the light clothes, yeah. Are you in a restaurant? So we're actually at the top of... It is amazing all the time. And Christmas is a wonderful time to come. We're at the top of the Tour Montparnasse. Montparnasse. It is a wonderful place to live for 20 years. So we're at the top of the only tall tower in the middle of Paris, actually. But I don't mind that, Gab. I find it kind of magic. It's a real holiday feel. The view, because we don't see Tour Montparnasse, right? That's a very good point, Jamie. Yes, I would completely agree with you on that one. So guys, if you want to see the sunset tonight, which was amazing, you can watch my replays. I've been here for a few hours now. Let's go back into landscape. It's just so beautiful. Feel free to tweet me screenshots or to send them to Paris with Claire on Facebook. Hi, MJ, how's it going? No, I studied in New Zealand. And I got here after my studies. It beats the Great Lakes Navy band. Is that what you're watching? I love Paris and Christmas. I highly recommend it. Thank you. Yeah, definitely watch the replay. Okay, cool. Thanks, Shirley. Watching you at 6:30 a.m. my time. Oh, really, Leslie? Thank you. What was I showing at 6:30 a.m.? Can't remember now. I was too busy going to get my other phone that was missing. So basically this morning, guys, I did a checkout for an Airbnb apartment that I manage for the owner. You're very welcome. And the guests thought that my phone was their phone, so they picked it up. And I didn't know where my phone was, and I thought maybe I left it at the apartment, and I was wondering where it was, and it didn't show up on Find My iPhone. Anyway, it turns out that they had taken it all the way to the airport because they thought it was their phone, so I had to go all the way to the airport. I was so not happy with it. I had to spend 20 euros going there and 2.5 hours of my time. 2.5 hours. I know, Julie, I can't wait till Christmas as well. You get a hotel at Christmas time. You could go to the Marais. There's a great hotel there. You can tweet me, I can give you ideas. And also Latin Quarter would be cool. I think it'd be really magic to stay at Montmartre at Christmas, actually, because there's often snow up there, and it's very special. Otherwise, I highly recommend Airbnbs or the likes. What a way to spend 2.5 hours. Yeah, I've been here for ages now. Oh, thank you, Vincent. Ça va? I love that beam. You can't see it so well when you're down the ground. It looks amazing right there. La Défense is right behind it. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you for that. Yeah, but it does take half an hour to get into town, but I get that. Yeah, La Défense is a good environment. La Défense is behind the Eiffel Tower. It's not really very lit up, but I'll show you now. Hey, Gem Smiles, good to see you. La Défense is the biggest business centre in all of Europe, and it's right behind the Eiffel Tower there. It's all those lights, so they're quite high up. There are some incredible buildings there. From E.T. I do apologise for the landscape portrait changes. You're welcome. Orion, did he make it to work? I highly recommend following Orion, by the way. He's a wonderful guy. Is this a plane or a planet? You can't see anything, but I think it's a plane. Or it's a UFO, as somebody keeps telling me. Somebody just sneezed in my face. Orion is one of my favourite periscopers. I highly recommend him. He's just the sweetest guy in Periscope. He scopes London. Do you like the landscape? I know, someone sneezed on me. Oh, sorry guys. Not very good. Scares there. Back, how long have you been? Hey, Fun Guitar. I actually went down for a drink and I got a little bit of food. And I talked to my friend who's babysitting in a really nice apartment, and she was showing me pictures. and then I showed some views from the 56th floor. Yeah, it's true, Ricardo. Hey, Lila. It is enchanting, Leela. Good to see you. We've been on a few scopes together. The view is great proof. Look at all these scintillating lights. The reason I'm not moving much, guys, thank you, I still need to eat proper dinner though, is because I'm on the top of a tower with some antenna that interfere with my network, so if I turn around, you guys will be lost. Unfortunately, I wish I could turn around and show you the 360-degree view of Paris, because it's amazing. But you can see a little bit here. You can see the Louvre Gardens here. That's the wheel they have set up for the Tuileries Gardens. It is amazing, isn't it? Thank you, Julie. But the sheer size of... Thank you, Funkita. The sheer size of the Louvre just stuns me every time. Like, if you see there... and it goes all the way there, and it goes all the way there, and that's how big that palace is. and you can't really tell when I'm down there and scoping it. But it's just massive. If I did a landscape, I can just fit it all in, you know. That is crazy. Hi again, the Immaculates. You can't see the Eiffel Tower because of stuff in the way, but you can see the Arc de Triomphe there, and you can see Valide there. I know, Jim smiles. My favourite part of Periscope, there's some really cool things on Periscope, like being able to see wildlife live, which blows me away. Being able to see people do amazing things like Rev Beach feeding birds from his hand. But what I love the most is travelling. It just blows me away every time. Can't see, yeah, from the point of view. Oui, c'est vrai, Gab, ça change tout le temps. So yeah, my favourite thing is being able to travel to places you would never get to. Sure, okay, here we go. Girlfriend, there you go. The problem is that my camera is trying to focus, so it's going to go in and out. Thank you, Ollie. I did miss your comment, by the way. I missed someone else's comment about men and women that I wanted to read, but I missed that too. It went all so fast at the beginning. Redbird, I think one of my best scopes was from here in April. Okay, what was one of my best scopes? When I got 1,000,000 hearts and I went on a boat, that was so much fun. When I was in Rouen, that was pretty magic. The buildings, they were mind-blowing. Have you scoped at the top? I have lots of times from the Eiffel Tower. Walking up the Eiffel Tower was lots of fun, especially when I did it with Chantal. Sorry, did I miss something again, Ollie? And then, what are my greatest scopes? I don't know. I think my greatest scopes have been scopes that I didn't expect to be good, and I was just wandering around aimlessly, and somebody said something, then somebody else said something, and it was like a whole big interaction that caused something else to happen. Or I think that's what's so magic about it. Does the light stay on all night? No, they don't, because they do save on power. Jacques de Mollet. I've shown that a few times. It's hilarious that was your favourite moment. Yeah. Hey, John. Thank you, Lila. Okay, landscape. Yeah, some of the churches I've shown have blown me away. I think when I went to Fontainebleau, that was an amazing time too, in my squeaky shoes. On the bike, we've had some good times. I do live in Paris. I've been here since 1995. So that's 20 years. Scary, huh? Thank you, Ricardo. If you'd said biggest, some people might not agree here. Do you have free? We do have free healthcare. I don't know if you can tell, but there's like purple and green and red lights and blue lights. This is all Paris City, Leela. There's nothing else because we can't see far enough away. There's too much haze. Yeah, meeting my mum. I am on top of the world. Hey, Peter. I would love to do a 360, but I've got limited network. I'm freelance. I used to teach full-time, and then I translated full-time, and now I freelance in both, and I'm a tour guide, and I manage apartments for tourists as well, so like Airbnb type things, and I do tours. Paris with Claire is my website, and I'm a scientific translator, so I do kind of pharmaceutical stuff and environmental. I've got a degree in animal behaviour, so my passion is endangered species, wildlife. So if anyone has any translations in those areas, that is my absolute passion. One time I did a translation on the issues around poaching and elephant poaching and stuff for the site, CITES, the endangered species panel, and it was just amazing. I got a little kid in my way. So yeah, I do lots of different. I'm also a research assistant. I've done research for people who do stuff on the Pacific Islands. A sandboat, yeah, indeed. Thank you, Lila. Yeah, degree in animal ecology and behaviour. Yasin, good to see you. I haven't seen you so much. I've seen your brother a lot. I have been to Africa, Lila, and that was the most... I need to tell you about it, Lila. I'm going to tell you now. I'm about to ignore everybody now because I need to tell her the story. Okay, Lila, in 2013, my mother decided that it was about time that I do what I've always wanted to do my entire life, and that is to do a volunteer eco-volunteer project. And hey Willow, can you show where you're at? This is where I'm at. I'm at the top of Montparnasse. And I've always wanted to do, like, they have these amazing projects, like where you can fit radio collars on tigers and stuff like that, help researchers out, you know. And I was doing my research, and then I found that one of them, Hey Steve-O, did a course, and it was a game ranger guide course. So what could be better than that? You had tracking courses, lots of courses, but game ranger guide course was amazing. So I signed up for that. There were 8 of us. We were from the UK, from Australia, from Singapore, and from South Africa, and from Portugal, and an Irish guy that was living in the UAE. And of course I did the ranger course, and I arrived there, Lila, and it's hard for me to tell you this without crying, but every single moment there I was just in heaven. Like, I was like high the whole time. I was so happy, and I don't ever remember being that happy. And I would go to sleep at night, and there was a leopard outside my window looking for a mate, and I was in the middle of nowhere. I was in Mapungubwe in a reserve there, really in the middle of nowhere. I mean, these animals are not used to people. It's not like the Kruger or what we're seeing now, Madikwe, and some of them are used to people. But where I was in Mapungubwe, they weren't used to people at all, and it was really hard to actually see animals. So people are looking at me weird right now for periscoping. So it was just amazing whenever we did see an animal, and it was just so amazing. The people were so passionate as well. Yeah, Lila, and I made really good friends, and I think we're lifelong friends, you know. We really bonded over those 3 weeks. We did see evidence of poaching, Lila, but what we saw was, you know, the poor people who are out doing their little traps, which are horrific because the animal suffers a lot. And then we heard about the other type of large-scale poaching, like the hacking off of rhinoceros horns and stuff. So we talked about that. We were talking about the poisoning of the horns and what that meant and what they were looking into. And it's all just very sad. It's complicated. It's a complicated issue. Hey, Bounce House. So yeah, poaching is a very general word, isn't it, really? Because it also includes those who were just looking for bushmeat, really, and ended up making an animal suffer in a terrible way just because of those. So they would go around stopping those small traps, doing 3D printing rhino horns. Wow, what the heck? Hang on, you're going to have to explain that to me, Leela. That's kind of Twilight Zone to me. You're cute. You must be kidding. How is that possible? Leela, you've blown me away. Thank you, Joy. Landscape. I don't know, Prometheus. Whoops. I know, it's crazy. It's still not understood, you know, and it's still part of the culture, and it's still these beliefs. 2015, and you would think that would all die away. Thank you, Ali. I should write a book, Pankita. I don't know what I'll write a book about. I know, Leela. It's just, I love that you have that passion, Leela, that we share this on Periscope. Thank you, Leslie. 3D printing. Hang on, you've got to talk. You guys need to tell me about genetic 3D printing because it's blowing me away. You should chase after it. Yeah, I know, Prometheus. I think I'm afraid. I've got no savings, and I'm afraid that I don't know. I don't know what I'm afraid of, really. I'm afraid that that I'm not good enough, that I don't have the right qualifications, or all sorts of things. You know what it's like. Thanks, Peter. Thank you for being here, Peter, for all the support you give me. I really, really appreciate it. I don't tell you enough. Yeah, Leslie, I don't know how, but thank you very much. Thanks, Gab. I know, worst case I'm in Paris. Hey, what? Beach bum. Thank you. What's wrong with being in Paris? It's just magic. Whoa, that went fast. If you can scope, you can have the courage to write. Thank you. Exactly whether it prints exactly what the animal is. It's crazy, Leela. Thank you very much. I'm kind of mind-blown by that piece of information. Hey Mokhtar, I scoped the 10 p.m. one, but I guess I'll have to stay here another 20 minutes. Why not? Thank you, Ricardo. Mind you, I'm not really a foreigner because I was born in Belfast. My dad is English, my mum is French, and I grew up in New Zealand, so I'm half French. Julie, thank you. I want to hug you for saying that. In what ways did your perspective on Africa change before and after the trip? Andrew, I did learn a lot. I grew up in the 70s and 80s, so I grew up with a bit of a resentment at the history of South Africa, and what happened. And a photo world, and that was really drummed into us in history class and stuff. And so going to South Africa was, and the way it was now, was a huge eye-opener for me. Okay, thanks, Mokhtar. Oh my goodness, Leela. And I found it fascinating. I had never really taken enough interest in South Africa because of the same reason my mother has never taken interest in Germany. I know this is ridiculous, but you grow up with your history, don't you? And so going there was an eye-opener. I was really fascinated by their culture. They are super cool people, some of the coolest people I've ever met, actually. Like the Irish and New Zealanders are really, really nice. You're German. Yeah, I'm just talking about how people can be stuck in historic. You know that because you grow up with that too. People can be stuck in historic beliefs. It's like people say to me, I have people coming onto my scopes and say that the French are surrender monkeys and stuff like that. People do get told stuff and believe it. So seeing South Africa for what it was really interesting. It was also interesting for me to see the relationship between people because I was among the Afrikaans and up where I was, and then the locals that were working there. You're kidding? Hang on. In what context did they think that? I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm getting myself confused, but I think you get the drift. That it was very interesting culturally for me, and I spent a lot of time observing what I was seeing and analysing, and there were some things that were very surprising, and yeah, half Cherokee, half wow, bounce house. That is really cool. Really, Tamara, can you tell? I'm really sorry to hear that. Can you tell me the context? You mean like on Periscope? People say the darndest things. It's just crazy. I get told every single day, I've got to share this with you guys, every single day I get told or asked on Periscope, is it true that the French hate Americans? Like, what do I say to that? I know, it's amazing. There's a little kid with a hilarious low voice. So cute. What do I say to people who say, is it true that French hate all Americans? What am I supposed to say? It is unique, Gab. I know. I mean, I get asked that once or twice a day. We do all need perspective. I also get told that people watch my scopes and have a completely different view of what they thought. Yeah, Tamara, can you tell us more? And I'm really sorry to hear that. Thank you very much, Jem Smiles. So many stereotypes, yeah. Say that, yeah. Your nephew? I know. But people ask me all the time, and I get exasperated, and it's hard to answer calmly, you know. It is great, Leslie. It's kind of mind-blowing that we can do this. I just had a realization when you said that. But yeah, on the one hand, I want to be nice to them because it might be all they've heard, but on the other hand, I'm shocked and I don't know what to say. Thank you. I know they shouldn't generalise, but people say what they hear, you know, and it might not even be their fault. It's what they've been told. Exactly, Paula. Good to hear tomorrow. Good. That is so important, Julie, and I'm not religious. I was raised an atheist, but it's something I go by very strongly, what you just said. The assumption is everyone hates Americans, yeah. So I very strongly believe that you treat people the way you want to be treated, and how would you feel if somebody said that? So a lot of people don't stop to think. They just don't stop to think about what they're saying, and yeah. I get people coming on here saying they hate Paris. What do you say to that? Yeah, you're right. You're very right, Paula. But sometimes, you know, they ask me seriously because and I don't want to hurt their feelings due to cultural differences. This is true, Leela. Yeah, good advice, Julie. Thank you for saying that, Gigi. It is impossible to hate Paris, Prometheus, but twice today, I mean, I'm not kidding, twice today I had someone come on saying, I hate Paris, it's horrible, it's ugly, Parisians are awful. Why did they come on my scope? Thank you, Leslie. Okay, well, I think I should probably think about going home and eating properly. I'll give you guys more chances for screenshots and landscape. Looking for Citroen. They're just having a bad day, yeah, sure, but they could actually be honestly curious, that's why they're asking that. Thank you, Floridian, thank you. And thank you for before, by the way. I did mean to dedicate my scope to you and to a couple of other people, Kathy. And I was missing certain things, so I didn't, but I will do it very soon. Thank you, Leslie. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching this. It's been so much fun, actually, to spend my Saturday with you guys. And I'm actually going to walk home. I might scope some of it. Yeah, I need to eat. Thank you, Paula. Okay, bye, guys. Thanks for